It's hard to believe that we're already in April, just days away from the opening of registration for fall classes on April 9th. So much has gone into the preparation for our academic redesign, and I want to start by thanking our faculty members, chairs, and our academic council for the incredible amount of work they've accomplished in the last 7 months. This new academic structure was put into place to make it easier for students to complete their degrees and to access classes of interest across the university. The hallmarks of this new curricular redesign are, first, consistent credit structures for each program. For instance, the Master's in Education for initial licensure will now be 36 credits consistently and regardless of the area of specialization. For already licensed teachers and educators, we have options to extend their learning at 30 credits. Second, each program will have a core of shared classes and then a set of classes for each area of specialization. For instance, in getting a Master's in Education, again, a student would take 21 shared credits and 15 credits in an area of specialization, such as early childhood or special education. And third, to the greatest extent possible, and this is in progress, each program will have room for a suite of classes from other areas of the university. So for instance, a student could learn about the basics of business in the event they wanted to open their own school or mental health practice or design studio, and these would generally all fit nicely within their degree program. This will allow students the flexibility to specialize their degrees with ease and take classes to gather knowledge that could be important to their career path, but that may not be in their core area of study. We've also combined some programs to ensure that all of our classes are engaging, allowing for active student participation and discussion. These changes will be evident when students begin enrolling for fall classes on April 9th. For more on our academic focus and how it will benefit our students, please welcome our Interim Provost, Deanna Yamin.
Thanks, Janet. This work was not done in a vacuum. We started by first going directly to the faculty and our core programs and asking for their input on how to make it easier for students to take advantage of everything Leslie has to offer. With these ideas in hand, we then asked 12 seasoned faculty members to form an academic council representing our 4 core areas: education, mental health and well-being, art and design, and liberal arts and business. These members were tasked with further working with faculty to bring together all our programs under a one university model, establishing consistencies that would make the academic experience better for all our students. The proposed academic changes then went through curriculum committees for approval. These committees are made up of additional faculty within our various areas of study. Joining me today is Stephanie Spadorsha, who's been a professor here for 24 years and now serves as our Vice Provost of Education. Stephanie, can you tell us a bit about the education program and what it looked like before you started this work?
Before we made these curricular changes, all the programs had different courses to meet the same licensure requirements. So it made it confusing at times for students to navigate between programs if they ever wanted to switch programs or know in which course to take.
And now what do those programs look like?
Now those programs have combined together all the common cross-cutting standards into a core group of classes that would allow a student to explore being a teacher in lots of different ways, whether they want to be an early childhood educator or a middle school or a secondary or a high school or special education teacher. So those courses now are all combined together to allow students to see the full range of needs for teachers in the pre-K through 12 range.
And in addition to that, Stephanie, is it true that students can also be on the core of their education program, actually have some flexibility to study in other areas?
Yes. So they can take courses that deepen their learning and become a reading specialist, integrated teaching through the arts or STEAM, or they can take courses in mental health and well-being or mindfulness in education, or even courses in business, so they can add to their repertoire of skills and deepen their knowledge to work in schools or other ways the teachers support in communities.
Wonderful. Stephanie, thank you for your part in this work. I also want to thank everybody else in education, more faculty members than we could name in this time, but the fact that everyone pulled together for the sake of our students and have revised these programs for more clarity and also for more flexibility. And now, Janet, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Deanna and Stephanie. Next, an update on a key part of our strategic framework, partnerships. These partnerships were created so Leslie could respond to some of the most pressing needs in our community. We all know there's a grave shortage of teachers and mental health providers. Our employer partnerships are designed to create a continuous pipeline of these talented professionals. Partnership scholars receive a supercharged financial package, a guaranteed internship on their acceptance to Leslie, and cohort support, meaning they come in as a networked group and have meetings about the contours of their profession with these classmates. This happens both during their time at Leslie and beyond, as well as lifelong support throughout their careers. We currently have dozens of schools throughout Massachusetts working with us and are adding many more. Our partnerships extend to counseling and mental health, where we already have more than a dozen students interested in becoming a Riverside Community Care Scholar. These students will also receive strong financial packages, guaranteed internships, and cohort support. Soon, we expect to announce 2 new partners in our Mental Health Scholars program. And let's not forget our first of its kind Threshold Lifelong Support program, where our career coaches, recruited again as a cohort from students entering our graduate programs and using our network of partnerships, help our Threshold graduates and other neurodiverse individuals find rewarding employment and life opportunities. Our strategic focus has also included streamlining the many processes and systems we have across the university. We have made these changes, in part, so that our students have an easier time finding and registering for the classes they want across all of our offerings. For an update on our current enrollment status, here's our Vice President of Enrollment Initiatives, Tom Engelhardt.
Thank you, Janet. My name is Tom Engelhardt, and I'm the Vice President of Enrollment Initiatives at Leslie University. I'm super excited to review some of the positive enrollment updates that we have to share as of today. For our undergraduate division, we are not only up within our applications and our admitted students, but we have a 50% increase within our enrollment deposits. Some of the areas where we're really thriving in, I would say, are athletics and the Urban Scholars Initiative program. We're really honing in on the things that we do well as a university and as an organization, and we're displaying those features to the prospective students. Now back to you, Janet.
Thank you, Tom. On our Accepted Students Day a few weeks ago, on a cold, rainy Saturday, we had 93 students and their families attend, and they were excited to see our campuses and learn about us. Thanks to the entire enrollment team and the faculty and staff leading those sessions for your tireless efforts to engage with potential students and share with them the uniqueness and beauty of Leslie. Speaking of beauty, it's impossible to be on our campus without seeing construction vehicles making needed renovations that will add to the Leslie experience. For an update on our campus plan, here is our Chief Operations Officer, Joanne Kasuth.
In the last couple weeks, in terms of the campus plan, we've made great progress in signing on board our vendors that are going to start building out the former Shaking Crab restaurant space on the lower level of University Hall. On the South Campus, we've continued to progress with our infrastructure build out. We have built scaffolding up outside of Sherrill Hall, which allows our construction team to access the roof as part of the critical central loop without having to take all their equipment through the library, which would be very disruptive for the students. In terms of Reed and Burnham, we've seen great progress in the interior where the glass is now up and starting to hang light fixtures. In addition, our students during break noticed we did a lot of work on the arcade. We actually took apart the arcade and we poured a whole new ramp into Lawrence Hall, but that work has been completed.
Before we go, I want to issue a warm welcome to the newest member of our academic cabinet, Michael Hoyle, PhD, our new Chief Financial Officer. Michael comes to us from Boston College High School and LaSalle College. He has brought innovative thinking to every position he has tackled throughout his career, and we're honored to have him join us on April 8th. Finally, since last fall, we've made many difficult decisions together. Decisions to restructure and strengthen our beloved university so it does not suffer the same fate as many small colleges and universities nationwide. Hundreds of you have given your time, your ideas, and your support as this transformation has unfolded. None of this has been easy. But having a secure Lesley that continues to focus on our core curriculum will benefit our entire community, now and into the future. That energy about Lesley that prospective students and their families had at the open house speaks to what you are bringing about for the future. Next time, we'll be talking about graduation and Cy Montgomery, our fascinating speaker. How quickly it's come upon us.